Now, international management philosopher 𝐓𝐡𝐞 Angajan has launched his new book, The Hidden Frequency. It takes readers through a journey of reflection and self-mastery, moving beyond traditional measures of success. Now, the book offers a 30-day path focused on purpose, inner alignment, and the mindset that ultimately shapes external performance. Well, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 Angajan joining us now to chat about this book. Good morning.
Good morning, Yuvika.
𝐓𝐶. I just call you 𝐓𝐶. Is that fine?
That's fine. That's perfect. Absolutely.
Well, very intriguing, this book, The Hidden Frequency. We've had other books as well along this way. The Secret, remember, all of those things. This strikes me as one of those books. But let's just talk very quickly first about this particular book and why you felt the need to write something like this. Because undoubtedly, yes, the world is desperately in need of some direction, yeah?
Thank you. This book is all about, not about information, it is about transformation, right? You know, one of the laws under the ambit of law of karma is that what you are seeking is also seeking you. That's the truth. So when you are aspiring for something, why is that what you are aspiring for is not reaching you? There is something stands in between, and that is you.
Yeah.
So this book is all about self-transformation, self-mastery, so that you align your frequency such a way what you're aspiring for is also reaching you. So that's what the book is all about.
So basically, we kind of stand in our own way. We let our own limitations hold us back when we do have the key to open the door to move forward, is what you're saying.
Each one of us stand on our way to whatever that our ambitions and aspirations.
So, 𝐓𝐶, who needs to be reading this book? Are we looking at, because when I glanced through it, obviously did not have enough time to read the entire book properly, but glanced through it and squeezed through it, and you know, a lot of it could apply to just anyone, although I think many people would say leaders and CEOs and corporate leaders need to actually read this book, not just for them, but also for the greater good, for their employees, for their products, for production.
Absolutely.
As well. Yeah?
It's meant for everybody. You know, the truth is that it's actually for those people who are aspiring more and feeling less. And that's the way the world is. Everybody is seeking something, aspiring for something, but they internally feel less. So how to feel more internally? So everybody needs it. And specifically, this is addressing below 40s. You know, today, in South Africa, you know, universities all over the world, I should say, are churning out millions and millions of educated graduates. But the question is, are they employable?
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, is this a matter of EQ that plays a big part here as well?
It is actually going beyond EQ, talking about SQ, that is spiritual quotient.
Oh, that's a new one.
That's
okay,
right.
now we learned something new. SQ today.
That's
all
right,
yeah.
yes. So SQ talks about, it asks us to ask a very important question, that is, who am I? Who are you? Right. So this book is all about that intriguing question, what is my identity? Who am I?
Well, I also want to just find out from you about the process. I mean, I don't want you to give away too much. Obviously, you can't. There's chapters on work. I'm somebody, I must admit, 𝐓𝐶, I don't read a lot of self-help books, mostly because I'm lazy. And I know that I'm not going to follow through with the exercises. Right. But you do give direction there. Like we say, it's a 30-day kind of, can we call it a reset program?
It is.
Or
absolutely.
a reset and then going beyond and finding, and reset and going inside of yourself. How easy do you make it to actually follow? Because a lot of people go, oh, okay, I've got to go through a process and do, you know, things every morning and affirmations every morning. We've been hearing about all of that for years now.
Absolutely.
How different is this book from any other self-help book that it makes you want to do this? And what proof have you seen that it works?
Right. Now, in the age of information overload, I've tried to make this book as simple as possible, right? It won't take more than 10 to 15 minutes to read a chapter every day. So the book contains 30 chapters, one chapter every day, and it wouldn't take more than 10 to 15 minutes to read it. Now, self-transformation is not a sprint, it is marathon. So we need to read, reflect upon it, contemplate upon it, and when you contemplate upon it, this wisdom lands on you. And that is when the transformation takes place. So the process is pretty simple.
So whose experiences, 𝐓𝐶, have you taken? Obviously, to write this book, you had to, I don't know if it's your own experiences, obviously that would have played a part. part, your own experiences when you were under 40.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to read it. I'm way over 40, a decade over, but I'm still going to, it's still going to help me, right? Because a lot of us in our middle years are still going through transformation. I think that's sometimes some of the most important years of transformation. Absolutely. But in terms of, whose experiences, who did you listen to? What was the research behind this to say, okay, now I know I can put this down on paper, and the person who picks up this book is going to experience some kind of transformation when they're done after 30 days and a chapter a day.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you talk about age. I believe age is a matter of mind, and if you don't mind, it doesn't really matter. Right?
Yes, I like that.
So I had the good fortune of spending about 12 years in a Hindu monastery, studying, researching, contemplating upon life, human mind, human personality, and our ambitions and aspirations. So, and of course, I studied the lives of many great thinkers, aspirers, achievers, right from, spiritual leaders, all of those. So this book is a condensed aspect of those experiences, all those outstanding individuals, and I've made reference to some of the amazing achievers.
Okay, so you've mentioned some of the, there are testimonials of sorts as well.
That's right. Yes.
So there's no homework here. So you've just made me, you just made this a little easier for me. There's no homework. All you have to do is read a chapter a day. And when do you start to experience a sudden change, a sudden click, a little spark? I'm sure it's as you go along. It's not at the end of it.
Right.
Yeah?
There is definitely some homework, but the homework is not in the sense of home that you live in. Yeah. The home is inside, all right? So the homework is the internal work that we need to do. So, and what is the internal work? That contemplation, reflection. You know, when you read the chapter, that idea will resonate in your mind throughout the day. And when something constantly resonates in your mind, it eventually transforms into action. So there is homework inside. That's homework, of course, but it's not in the home. It's
maintenance. Let's call it maintenance afterwards.
Right, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
It sounds to me like it's maintenance.
That's right. Yes.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. So, The Hidden Frequency. I want to know about that title because, like I said, we've had books like The Secret and what is our hidden frequency? If just so that those who pick up this book now, they have a clearer idea of what this is meant to do.
That's right. You know, the ancient thinkers of the East as well as in the West, they have always defined the world as a frequency, right?
Yes.
So at the moment, we are all resonating in a particular frequency.
At different frequencies.
Different frequencies, right? So when our frequency resonate with the environment that we are in, that is when we begin to experience deep sense of inner serenity and equanimity, right? So how do we pause for a moment and take an about turn and look within and realign that inner frequency? Right? So that is where the book title came about. In fact, my daughter actually recommended that title.
It's an excellent title. It's an excellent title, The Hidden Frequency, because I've done a lot of self-work and healing over the past 3-4 years myself. And I just want to know from you, and I've been told, listen, as you, let's say, evolve, as you move to a higher frequency, be prepared that you're going to have to leave some things behind and some people behind.
Absolutely.
Very much. Does that resonate with? Does this book resonate with that thinking?
It certainly does. You know, as we grow older, we need to detach ourselves from things that are redundant. But some people carry those excess weight, baggage in their mind, and they don't realize why they are not flying high. Simply because they are carrying psychological baggage, what I would call a whole lot of belief system. So as we read and reflect, you know, there is a paradigm shift takes place. There is a radical thought transformation that takes place, you know, and then we realize, you know, we begin to experience what I would call as an ever since moment, you know, so that when we experience that ever since moment, realize, my God, ever since I'm a happy person.
Ever since this happened, or ever since that happened. Okay. Ever since I cut that person out of my life, this has happened. Okay.
So the book begins to help us to experience that ever since moment in our life. So that's what it's all about.
I love that. That's wonderful. That's absolutely amazing. It is The Hidden Frequency, tuning into the wavelength of excellence. I think, MK, you know, this is, a lot of people have been doing bits and pieces of what I see in this book, but now this gives us a plan. This gives us a plan to work through. And I've learned something new today. 𝐓𝐡𝐞, spiritual quotient. But you don't have to be a spiritual person, right?
No, spirituality is all about connecting with yourself.
It's not about what religion or what God you pray to.
Religion. It's not ritual. It's about you and your life and your environment and how you impact it.
Okay, definitely. Okay, 1 chapter a day. This is going to be at my bedside. 1 chapter a day is all it takes. There's no homework. There's just maintenance involved once you reach get your transformation or your glow up, as they're calling it in 2026. Yeah, the glow up as well. Thank you very much for your time. Can't wait to start my first chapter on this one.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you've made it seem very intriguing this morning. So The Hidden Frequency, that is the book you need to get your hands on if you feel you need to cut out a whole lot of baggage and find your SQ. Find your SQ in this one. NK Angajan, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me.